Okay, let me get this up.
Featured up, girls.
So the featured game
What?
this week
What are the
is
girls?
Ghost of Tsushima.
That's a
We
good
got it in the
game.
background. I played through this game. I fucking loved it.
Excellent.
That's the review.
Nice.
we'll get more into it.
Bravo, bravo.
So, where did I play it? How much was it? The game just came out. It's a PS4 exclusive. It was full price, so $60. I think I got the
Plus tax.
special edition that was like $80 or something like that.
Okay. Did it come with a little 3D model or anything cool, memorabilia?
Well, I got the so it came with the metal case.
Ooh.
And
so you can block shurikens with it.
Yeah, exactly. And then it also came with some in-game stuff, like some in-game cosmetics and stuff. Which
I don't
was
love that.
fine.
I don't love that because it's like, ooh, cool stuff, and then it gets like outclassed by like 2 hours in anyway. So it's like, okay.
Sure, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of like digital incentives in games. I would rather get something physical. I really wanted to get the special edition or like the collector's edition that has the mask. But that was so fucking expensive, and at the time I could not, it was like $150. Yeah. I could not excuse spending that much on one video game at the time.
I got the little Paper Mario pen.
Dude, retrospectively, I wish I did, honestly, because I wanted that mask so bad, but whatever. Fuck it.
How much would that have been? Like $250, you said?
No, it was $150. Yeah.
So like 60 after tax.
And it came with some other shit too, but like the mask is really what I wanted. And it came with the steel book too, so.
It's pretty badass.
So yeah, it's developed by Sucker Punch. They're the ones who did like the Sly Cooper games. They did like the Infamous games. What else have they done? Some really great stuff, honestly. In the past. No, they've done more. Oh yeah, I was eating on the stream behind me.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
The same spot eating behind you.
Right, exactly.
It was a pizza.
I think it was pizza, yeah.
It is pizza. Nice.
It is pizza. Let's see. What else? What did I like about the game? So let me give you just kind of like the synopsis of the game. The game takes place during the first Mongol invasion of Japan, which was in like fucking 1270 something, 75 or something like that.
20 years ago.
It was a long ass time ago.
No, that's stupid.
It
wasn't funny. Stop laughing.
Historically speaking, the Mongols came in and fought against literally 80 samurai, and the samurai
we saw it.
Got their asses whipped, and the Mongols took over. Yeah, that was the story of Mulan. That's what we were playing. We were playing the Mulan game.
That would be sick, actually.
Yeah, but anyway, so what the story of the game is you're a samurai that somehow survived that onslaught, and you then adopt kind of shadowy tactics to push the Mongols out of the island and help reclaim the island of Tsushima.
Wow. Looks absolutely stunning, I gotta say, just from this one scene alone. Absolutely gorgeous.
It is the most gorgeous game I've ever fucking played in my life.
This is the best shadowing I've maybe ever seen, just right here.
So good. So here's the thing. I would say graphically, I've seen better like rendering and stuff in games, but the way they utilize light and shadow and color and environments is so gorgeous. It's so freaking gorgeous.
Looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it's stupid good. So I like that about the game. I like that the game's gorgeous. I like that the combat is really tight. If you're playing it for the first time, I would recommend that you change your camera speed to faster. You speed up your camera because it tries to do this like cinematic, like really cinematic thing. And what ends up happening in combat is like your camera's too slow for a lot of the fights that are taking place, and you end up not seeing what the fuck is going on. But if you speed up the camera, it pretty much eliminates that problem, and it still looks awesome and cinematic and beautiful.
Yeah, that looked dope.
Let's see, what else? What did I not like about the game? I wish there was more to play. Like
the length, I was gonna say.
the game. So it wasn't even that the game wasn't that long. I mean, it was plenty long. I
What's
played
long?
the shit out. I put probably, God, I don't know. To be honest, I'd have to like sit there and calculate how many hours I put into it. But I would say easily over 40 hours.
For 100% though.
Yeah, for 100%. Like literally 100%. So that I would
That's
say is
crazy to
probably
me.
the only thing that
That's like a 20-hour game. That means it's like a 15-hour game.
You could get through the story so fast, honestly. You could get through the story probably in like 10 hours.
To me, that's disappointing price tag wise because I want to put 300 hours into this game really badly.
Yeah, I could
Is that
see
possible?
that.
Is it possible?
Maybe. So, and we'll get into a little bit of that here in a second. So the gameplay, like I said, is I would say almost flawless. It's got some of the best combat that I've ever experienced. It's got like, as far as like head to head, like samurai style combat, really good. It's got really good stealth combat. The one caveat to that I would mention is even though the stealth combat is really good, I would put it on like the level of like Tenchu or something like that. I was so not motivated to do stealth combat because the head to head combat is so good. Right? Like in Tenchu, if you go and try and fight your enemies head to head, you're probably going to get your ass handed to you. So you have to be stealthy. But in this, like you can, get good at the game. You can get the skills to defeat like hordes of enemies, an entire encampment of Mongols. And it's not that it's easy per se, but like you have the capability of doing that. And it's so spectacular when you do it. And it feels so good that to me, I was motivated to not do it. Not do the stealth stuff.
To me, it seems like that'd be more for beginners. And it's almost like it's there if you need it. Like if you need to be a little bitch and burn down their tents and stuff.
Sure. I think it's a personal choice, honestly. Like if you want to play that, if you want to encompass that ninja power fantasy, you have that option. If you want to do the samurai power fantasy, you have that option.
I like that.
It's got a ton of cool mechanics, like the showdown mechanic, where like when you start a fight, you have the option to do a showdown, and you basically call out like some of their champions or whatever. And if you time it right, you can like quick kill up to 5 if you're spec'd out right. It starts out as just one enemy, but if you upgrade yourself or spec yourself out correctly, then you can kill up to 5 enemies in a row with the just like the quick 1/kill at the beginning of a battle, and it's so cool. And it's beautiful cinematic. You've got like slow-mo and blood splurtling out. Oh my God, it's so good.
Love me some splurtling.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes you just need a little splurtle.
Splurtle. Splurtle.
So yeah, that mechanic's really cool. Art style, we talked about that a little bit. It's gorgeous. Like the aesthetic of the game's magnificent. That's another thing that is kind of a secret, but you kind of figure it out pretty quick. Is the weather, which is like the weather is a character in and of itself in the game. Like the weather tells you where to go. It reflects your gameplay choices and stuff like that. So if you do more like shady ninja stuff, the weather will start, like it'll start storming in the game, like lightning and thunder and all this shit. And if you play more like a samurai, you'll have like the nice, clear, beautiful weather. Which is another thing that actually kind of maybe bothered me a little bit, because the game is so gorgeous when it's beautiful weather that I always wanted it to be beautiful weather. And anytime I would do a mission where I had to use stealth, all of a sudden it'd be, storming and shit, which was cool. And you can fix it by like playing a little thing on your flute to make the weather better, like Zelda.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, but
it's Zelda.
But
it's just Zelda.
Dude, honestly, this game was more like a Zelda game than Breath of the Wild. I'm gonna say it right now. This game felt more like a Zelda game to me than Breath of the Wild.
Which GameStop is open right now?
Yeah, like in the sense of like a traditional Zelda game where you have certain items that you need to accomplish. Like you got a fucking hook shot in the game. You know what I mean? There's no temples, but There are some other cool things.
Cool things.
You know, but to me it felt more like a Zelda game than Breath of the Wild did. That's all I'm saying.
Amazing.
In that regard. Let's see. The music is wonderful. It's all like cool, like traditional cinematic Japanese music. You know, you got like flutes and biwas and shamisen and all sorts of stuff. That's very good. Sound design's great. Difficulty wise, the game, I would say you have the option. Like, you can make it as difficult as you want it to be. I played it on just the regular difficulty, and in the beginning of the game, I actually struggled a little bit, but once, number one, I kind of like learned the rhythm of combat, and number two, you know, once you get everything upgraded in the game, you like, it really fulfills that like samurai power fantasy, and like you fight like fucking Yojimbo in a Kurosawa movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you can take on 20 dudes by yourself, like, and it ain't no fucking thing.
That sounds phenomenal.
And it feels so good. But, you know, it's also like difficult in the sense that, you know, I wouldn't say Dark Souls level punishment when you mess up, but you can definitely get caught off guard, and you know, if you get caught slipping, then you're dead, you know. But then, and that was just on the regular difficulty. And I think there's like 2 or 3 higher difficulties than that now. So that's pretty rad. Let's see. Would I play a sequel?
Is there a new game plus?
No, but I would think that. So I don't know.
Why the fuck not? That's insane.
I bet you they're gonna add it, and that's kind of what I was gonna get to. So something that they surprised us with last week was what they're calling Ghost of Tsushima Legends, which is a up to 4-player cooperative mode.
What the heck?
Where you go in and you like, so let me backpedal a little bit. This game is very based in like reality, like even like the mythic tales, which are really cool. That's a whole nother thing that's worth looking into, which are supposed to be based in like the kind of like mythology of Japan, usually end up being, you know, reality based, whereas Legends is going to be like literally all like Japanese mythology, like yokai and oni and all that kind of shit. And so there will be up to like 2 to 4 player cooperative missions. There will be 2 to 4 player cooperative survival modes. And there will be a raid, of 4-person raid.
What?
And this is all coming out later on this year.
For how much money? Another
for free.
Worth of money? Wow! Now we're cooking.
So so what encourages me about that is not only are they dropping that for free, but that's going to be kind of, to in a sense, like a games as a service kind of thing, to where, you know, they're going to have to be continuously supporting that. So what that tells me is
that's nuts.
They're invested in continuing this game, whether it's putting in more DLC or adding in like a new game plus mode.
I'd love
so
that.
Like, it would not surprise me at all if they did that. If they added a new game plus, or if they added in new, you know, mythic tales or things like that.
That's sick, yeah.
So goddamn, I'm so excited about that. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Would I play a sequel? Absolutely. What's my overall rating impression on the game?
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to say 9.5. I strongly don't
very strong.
agree with giving anything a 10. And there are some flaws with the game. Not very many, but there are some.
It's only 0.6 higher than Thousand Year. Interesting. You're about you gave it an 8.9 if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, I did leave out the part where you can pet foxes.
9.6.
Yeah, so that puts it up to 9.6. Oh god, yeah, Merktool in the chat's reminding me of like my favorite part. So in Act 2, there's like straight up duels with other samurai, and it's so rad. It's so fucking rad. I want more of that in the game, honestly. Like, There's so many, like, I could gush about this game for hours, to be honest. There's so many, like, really well done, really well crafted, like, they put so much love and effort into this game. It's absolutely incredible. You could talk for like 20 minutes just on the photo mode in this game. I'm not really much of a photographer, but this has like the most in-depth photo mode out of any game I've ever seen. Like when you hit the photo mode, you can like change the you can change the weather, you can change the color grading, you can change like all sorts of things. You can add particles, you can remove particles. It's just so freaking in depth. It's insane. You can move the camera around. You can like, instead of having it focused on you, you can take the camera off of you and focus somewhere else. It's
throw
just
a horse off a cliff.
Say that. Yes, you can throw your horse off a cliff. I did that accidentally a couple of times. It was a little bit of a bummer. Oh, look, right here, I'm about to do a duel. In my gameplay right here.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's just really fucking rad, man. Like I absolutely love this game.
This looks like the type of game that, although the first is very, very good, the second will be like one of the best games of all time because they they can very well perfect such a game. And I could see, like, I don't know. I already know they're probably working on a sequel. I don't even know how this game went. I like can feel that this is the type of game for a sequel already.
Yeah. Another thing about the game is like I'm really encouraged. Like I've always been like an evangelist for samurai games, you know?
Yeah.
And they've been a dying breed for a long time. The last
like Onimusha.
Like Onimusha, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The last samurai game that I like kind of like got a big release that I can recall was Kengo Zero. And it was extremely mediocre.
Nero.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, Neo. The Neo games.
Neo,
Neo and Neo 2. That's a good point. I totally forgot about those.
But they were just like baby Tsushimas. And there's also
so the Neo games are a lot more like a lot more like Dark Souls with a samurai skin. You know what I mean? Like
especially Sekiro, which was basically worse than Dark Souls. 90% of people said
Sekiro was also very Dark Souls-y.
Play that just because of how like
and also more ninja-y. Like you're a shinobi in Sekiro. You're not a samurai per se.
Shinobi.
So like I don't know. But I'm like really hoping that the success of this game encourages like games like Way of the Samurai and things like that to make a comeback. So that's just kind of my little aside piece.
There's Samurai Jack.
Yeah, of course.
They need to do an M-rated version of that. That's not kiddie.
That'd be cool. Anyway, I could talk about this game all night. There's so many different things that I probably left out of this review that I maybe should have talked about, but like I would just be going on and on and on and on all night. That'd be the whole podcast. So I'm gonna cut it off there. Overall, I think the game's amazing. Like I said, I'm gonna give it a 9.5 overall. This is probably my game of the year unless some fucking crazy shit happens before the end of the year with games. I would pay full price for it personally.
Awesome.
That's about it. So that is my review of Ghost of Tsushima, and I'm gonna take the background gameplay off of here.
Sounds like a play, in my opinion. I would love for this to get ported onto Steam very badly.
So in regards to that, it's very unlikely, but we did see Horizon Zero Dawn come out this year.
Yeah,
right.
Although 2-3 years late, but still it did happen.
Yeah, so it might happen. But I will tell you this game plays really well even on like as amazing as it looks, you would think, oh, I need a PlayStation Pro to be able to play this. Well, I've got friends, even Merktool in chat, who don't have a PlayStation Pro, and they've been playing a regular PlayStation, and they say it runs amazingly on there as well.
Excellent.
You know, so like the game's just really well optimized. Like, dude, the amount of love that they put into making this game good is just crazy. So yeah. Anywho, that's about it.